Hello, Taurus. Welcome in. Welcome to my channel, Wing Spiritual Clarity. My name's Wendy Wing. I'm doing a psychic tarot reading, tuning in to Taurus energies for the month of July 2025. Looking for divine messages of guidance that would help Tauruses. Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. Cross watchers are always welcome. So, let's get to this reading. All right. We've got the overall energy, what's hidden from Taurus. There we go. Thank you. Outcome and advice for Tauruses. Thank you. All right, let's turn these over. The overall energy of your reading, Taurus, for the month of July 2025 is judgment, calling, expansion energy, calling you out of this angel is blowing their horn and calling these people out of their coffins into a new life that's much bigger than a coffin, that's too small. This has definitely got awakening type of energy, expansive. The thing about a calling is that you can't convince others of the signs of what's being drawing you, because a calling is personal. Only you can hear that horn that angel is blowing. And so the tough thing about a calling is it's not for others. You have to, if you want to take that, to listen to the calling, to tune into it, to take the steps towards whatever that energy is. Feels very personal, even though there might be a lot of people with that same calling. I feel there's a level of difficulty because it's hard to explain to others something they can't hear because it's not their calling, and it's hard to justify, and it's hard to explain. So what I'm gathering here is it's for you, and it takes some confidence to trust yourself. Ooh, Magician reversed, Knight of Wands in reversed. Lack of belief in your ability to create what you prefer. Someone's very inconsistent. Magician reverse, this feels like instead of someone magician upright who is consciously creating the version of themselves that they prefer and the life they prefer, instead of focusing on that, it feels like someone is trying to block your blessings, trying to manifest for you, trying to control you. Knight of Wands in reverse, it feels like a player, someone very inconsistent, someone who runs very hot and cold. They're not very grounded. They feel a bit erratic, just their emotions. They've got strong desires, and then they've got repulsive energy as well. Okay, so tell me more about this Magician reverse. Fool card. There we go. Okay, Emperor reversed. This person feels entitled to create for you, manipulate, try to control your life. It's a very controlling person. The Emperor upright is someone who is a good leader, ready at a moment's notice. They know how to lead themselves and make decisions, and so they lead others. They might even empower others through their leadership. This is a good leader, as I'm perceiving it. The card, the way it came up, was not only reversed, but with their back turned. This feels like a very insecure leader, leading from their insecurities. They need to be viewed as, they're trying to control how they're being viewed. I'm hearing like, I'm the boss, I'm the king. This is someone with some control issues, with some insecurity issues, wildly erratic behavior, hot and cold. They change their mind, opinion about people. There's a strong attraction and then a strong repulsion. What's the Fool card here? It feels like you are taking a leap of faith, or you have, in a new direction away from this energy. Yeah, Three of Pentacles in reverse. This could be a bad boss, literally, and you're leaving a job, getting a calling to go somewhere else, anywhere other than this very controlling environment. Feels like this person feels okay with treating people in coffins, like what I'm getting here is it feels like you're, Taurus, you're seeing things differently, seeing someone differently, no longer wanting to work with somebody who's controlling, manipulative, erratic, a bad leader. It looks like you're taking a leap of faith in a different direction. You don't want to work with not only that person, but in that environment. Yeah, I'm getting this, you don't want to be alone type of energy, which is what I was getting off of the Judgment card at the beginning. Was it's really hard to follow a calling. It's really hard to leave an environment and trust that there's something better for you. And with the leap of faith, the Fool card, it feels like you are taking a leap of faith, betting on yourself, even though it feels like there's a lot of resistance to go at it alone. Okay, you might, there's something here about no spark, no life force. Something has no spark. Something has no attraction, energy. Oh, okay. It feels like this person who has this like real strong attraction and then real strong aversion, this hot and cold. It looks like this person has gone cold on you specifically, and it just makes this an unworkable situation. This person feels like they want you to be dependent or codependent on them. They don't want you to have your independence. They want you to feel obligated, feel like you have to give to them. They're keeping you small, dependent, and strung up. Like they feel entitled to your labor, your energy. Okay. They turned on you. You might have noticed this. This might have happened. You said something, and a perceived slight. It feels like you said something maybe innocently, but you hit a wound, and this person is perceiving some type of hurt, damage. I can feel the frustration, the anger, the woundedness. There's this energy of, I'm going to make you pay. Oof, this is a tough energy. This person thinks a lot about themselves, and they feel like they've got a view, their ego, of how they want to be perceived, and they do not want any truth. They don't want that truth. Whew. It doesn't feel like they have the emotional intelligence to talk to you and tell you, hey, what you said rubbed me the wrong way. Hey, I didn't like what you said. Can we talk about it? That is someone with some level of emotional maturity. This person is just punishing. And once they've got that aversion energy, they can't. I think you saw them. You saw through some veneer, and you just spoke truth to that aspect of who they are, but they can't have that about themselves. And now they feel wounded. You can't communicate to this person once you've wounded them. They can't be reached. They've decided. They've reached judgment about you. I don't think you can't change this person's mind. There's just a need to take a leap of faith in a different direction, to not work with this person any longer, to embody the Queen of Swords energy. Turn your back on this person, maybe give them less information, less communication, because they'll weaponize anything that you say, and anything that you've said to them so far. This is not a friend. You need inner discernment. This person's not for you. They feel slighted, and they're judging you, and they feel justified in whatever treatment of you, mistreatment of you. Jeez. All right, Taurus, in the outcome and advice, we have the 9 of Cups, the 3 of Cups, 9 of Pentacles, and Ace of Wands. Lovely. Okay, we have the Ace of Wands in reverse. This person has an aversion type of energy, but we've got a spark here in something hidden. Oh. Boy, your happiness is somewhere else. Your happiness is anywhere else other than around this person, around this energy. What's interesting is right now it feels like you're trying to decide, you're confused, trying to get out of this. What you might not see is that life is so much better without this person, without this energy. There's such a glow up with this judgment energy. You're stuck in that coffin in a small way of being. But it feels like I'm talking to a Taurus who has a calling. Something is calling. Get out. Maybe getting out of this environment. Calling you to something. This person in this situation feels very confusing. But it looks like the more distance you get from this person, the more you don't allow them to control your life, to manipulate. No one can create with my energy without my permission. So it's like you saying, you no longer have access to me, my energy. You can't block what's for me. And it looks like there's so much happiness on the other side of this. This person, whoever this is, they're not going anywhere. They're not making moves. There's an instability. Oh, now I'm seeing it. It's in what's hidden. There's... Ooh. Okay. There's some money problems here. Some stability and security problems here. This person can't make moves, can't move on, move away, and they're reckless. Playing fast and loose, for sure. So that's what you can't see. That's what's hidden. I don't think you want to go down with the ship. I think if you use your discernment, take a leap of faith in a different direction, you find happiness. Others to celebrate, others who want to work with you. And 9 of Pentacles, maybe independence on some spark. So you've got this spark, a calling. Something has sparked your interest, your curiosity, you're inspired to something. It feels like if you allow that spark, it's a spark. So if you want that to grow, you have to add fuel to that fire. Follow that spark, add more spark, more fuel. By following that spark, you find happiness. Others who are happy for you, who celebrate you, and independence. Financial independence and freedom. Wow. Yeah, there's a new opportunity. There's a lot of new energy, aces in this reading. What would be helpful, I think what's stopping you, Taurus, from taking this opportunity is a belief that you can't start over, belief that you can't learn anything new. But that's not what I'm seeing here. I think a beginner's mindset would be helpful. Like, of course I can do this. I can follow my... Okay. I'm getting a very clear message that this environment around this person is not growing. It's diminishing. It might be vanishing. Something is shifted in this environment. This person is feeling the stress of it. They don't know how to create, and it's imploding. This person, this business is imploding. There's no stability. They can't move on. There's a painful ending. There's an ending coming. And so what I'm getting here is it's time to jump ship or go down with the ship. If you jump ship, it looks like following that spark, whatever you're curious about, whatever inspires you, whatever you've feel called to, that is... It's not magic thinking. It's well, I'm really curious about this, and I've always wanted to work with, let me take a class, let me learn more, let me teach myself, let me investigate. Let me put my if this is around work, let me put my resume out there. Let me see what, there's something very important about doing what you love. Something that makes you feel alive. Something that's very you. It feels like the more you that you become, the more you trust that spark and follow it, the more happy you become. You find the right people in the right environments that support you, and you have an independence and there's something about learning to train your focus on what you desire. What is it that you desire? And training your focus and keep going after what makes you happy. What sparks your curiosity. following that spark, planting seeds and having a beginner's mindset, because it feels like it's a matter of time before there's a collapse. And so it seems wise to follow a calling before a very painful and definite ending happens. All right. Taurus, in the outcome and advice, we've got the 9 of Wands, the 10 of Wands reverse, and the Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands reverse. Okay, so there's this needing to protect yourself energy from someone who used to have your back, someone who used to think that you were amazing. Oh my gosh, Taurus, you're amazing. But now they don't. Now they've got an aversion because of some perceived slight or wound. And so now you need to protect yourself from this person. And this person, instead of even focusing on trying to steer the boat, the ship that's sinking, instead of focusing on building, on repairing, on what to do, it feels like this person is focused on payback, making you pay, making they're in their emotions, heated. It looks like you're protected by your actions, by leaving this environment, by being discerning, by recognizing that you can't convince this person of who you are once they've decided. And it feels like you might have said something just off the cuff, and some truth, something you said, and they just can't have that. And so now they're just unloading because they're wildly insecure at the heart of it. They just don't. Once this person has decided, it's not even a conscious decision. Once this person feels this like shut down in a connection, shut off, then they're either all for you're amazing or you're the worst, you're the problem. It's dizzying. It's just exhausting. The way this person relates, and where their focus is on the drama and on emotions instead of maybe being conscious and aware. This is like the Titanic is sinking, and they're running around the boat instead of it's just sorry, it's just exhausting. And I think what's frustrating in my spirit is that this is a leader. This is someone in an emperor reverse role, someone who has some type of leadership role, but they're so in their emotions and their feelings and their insecurities, and it's just God, more wands. Even more. This person, when they feel slighted, they are just enraged, and you can't communicate to them. It becomes their reality. They're on a rampage. There's no communication to this energy. Taurus, what can I say? July feels like a time to use your best judgment, to follow your guidance, to get out of anyone who this sounds like, whether this is work, a relationship. This has work around it because there's so many pentacles. but maybe it's because this person affects your life. It's time for independence from this, following your own guidance system. It feels like the Titanic is now on fire. This person, like, it's not fast enough that the Titanic's sinking. They're going to go around and set fire to it with their wands. It's irrational. It's coming from their butt hurt. Yeah, the Queen of Wands in reverse again, from their insecurities. Oh my gosh. How many wands? 5 of Wands, 3 of Wands, 9 of Wands, 10 of Wands. 2 Queens of Wands in reverse. 2 of Wands, 8 of Wands, 5 of Wands, 3 of Wands reverse. 10 of Pentacles reverse. No inheritance, no legacy. This is their legacy. Someone is burning down, and I think their legacy is this, setting fire to something as it's ending. It's, jeez. All right, Taurus, that's your reading. Whew. I hope this is helpful. So take care. Bye.